Hello students, today we continue with the Highwayman poem which we were doing yesterday. I'm now moving into the poem. We already finished 4 stanzas yesterday, so I'm going to start with the 5th one now. Let me read out the 5th stanza for you now. Please listen. One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before morning light. Yet, if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way. So now, we are back to the Highwayman because previous stanza, I'm just moving on to the previous stanza, that is the 4th one. Here, a new character was introduced in the stanza, that is, I told you yesterday, it's Tim the ostler. So, the guy here who takes care of the horses at an inn. And ostler, he was also in love with Bess. And he actually listens to the Highwayman, what the Highwayman was saying to his lady love, Bess. And now again we are back in this stanza, we are back to the Highwayman who tells his pretty sweetheart that he is headed off to do some robbing tonight. That is, see, one kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight. So what is this prize? Prize is again he is going to attempt some robbery and he says he'll be back tonight. So he tells his Bess that he is headed off to do some robbing tonight, and he promises her that he'll be back by morning with gold in hand, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before morning. So he promises her that he'll be back by morning with gold in hand. And yet, if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight. And he says that he suspects that he's looked by the police. So, but the Highwayman, he wants this, that he might be chased, that the law might harass him or police might arrest him all the day, and they are after him all the day. And so he tells her to wait for night time. It is moonlight. Then look for me moonlight. So wait for me night time, and he promises her that, see, watch for me by moonlight, I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way. Then he promises he'll come to see her no matter what, even if hell bar the way. Okay, see what is given this stanza. Now, a highwayman, he tells his sweetheart Bess that he is headed off to do some robbing tonight, and he promises her that he'll be back by morning with gold in hand. But the highwayman, he wants Bess that he might be chased or he might be arrested by police or by the law, and that might bother or harass him, that disturbs him all the day. And he tells Bess to wait for him during the midnight, that is for midnight or moonlight. Then he promises her, see, I will come to thee by moonlight. He promises her that he will come to see her during the moonlight, that is night time. Though hell should bar the way, that is, even if hell bars the way, don't worry. I will break everything, I will break all the obstacles, and I will come to meet you moonlight. Okay, so he is quite sure that he will be arrested or he will be chased by police because police is already looking for him. Okay, police in the sense I'm using the modern concept, so not police. Understand? So, but he is looked by people. So he is sure that he will be arrested. But he gives a promise that Don't worry, even if the hell bars, even if the hell prevails, I'll come to see you moonlight. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next stanza, sixth stanza. A very romantic moment that is what expressed in this stanza, particular stanza. He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hand in the casement. His face burnt like a brand as the black casket of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west. He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand. So as I said, this is the pretty romantic moment in the poem. And the highwayman, he stands up in his saddle. Okay, he rose upright in the stirrup. Means he stands up in his saddle and he reaches up. He reaches up and just barely grabbing her hand. Okay, he just barely grabbed his lady love's, that is Bess, hand. Then she, that is Bess, she lets her hair down from the casement, but she loosened her hair in the casement. Bess, she lets her hair down from the casement. Casement means window. Okay, so she let her hair down from the window, and his face burnt like a brand. Means immediately highwayman's face turned bright red. The reason is he blushes. Okay, the man highwayman, he blushes, and his face turned bright red, and it is compared to the redness of his face is compared to iron, like hot iron. Okay, so the highwayman's face is like hot iron. So brand means iron. Okay, as the black casket of perfume came tumbling over his breast. See, when her hair, the sweet smelling hair, sweet black casket of perfume means sweet smelling hair tumbles over him. When that hair touches his breast, his face turned red like hot iron. He's so happy, such a romantic moment that is explained in this stanza. Then what the highwayman did, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at its rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west. So the highwayman kisses this hair, and he kissed its waves. Waves means the girl's hair. Okay, the long hair of Bess. So he kissed her hair, and the speaker makes a big deal about how he is going to move. Then the highwayman, he grabs the reins of his horse and takes off to do some robbing. So that ends the first scene in this poem. This is how the first scene, this is part 1, ends. So the highwayman, he kisses his lady love's hair, and he grabs the reins of his horse. Then he tugged at his rein. That is, he takes or grabs the reins of his horse and takes off to do some robbing. So he just moves to do some robbing. So this is how the first part of the poem ends. So he is ready, and he is ready to take off or proceed with this robbing. Okay, this is how this first scene ends. So this is actually part 2. Okay, second part of the poem. I believe now you'll be thorough with the part 1. So this is part 2, which we'll do in next class. Thank you.